Hello, booktube. I'm Scott.
I'm Mel.
We are Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and today we're doing the Moody Reader. We're doing the Moody Reader Tag.
I am. Scott's struggling to speak.
I might be a ruder, which sounds appropriate for this channel. We were tagged by Sean the Bookmaniac.
Hi, Sean.
Hello. And the original was by Slanted Spines. Anyway. Question number 1.
Uno.
Deuce. No.
Let's just start with one.
Do you consider yourself a mood reader?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a TBR myself, but there are times when I just don't.
I think everyone has those times when they're like, oh, I have 30 books on my TBR for this month and there's no way I'm going to get through them all, but I've just been distracted by something shiny.
I don't get distracted. Well, I mean, I guess it is, but if I am sad, if I am tired, or if I am stressed, then I can't read heavy literature. I break. And also, if I've read a lot of heavy literature, I don't like to read more heavy literature. I like to have a palate cleanser in between.
I don't like to move from similar book to similar book.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know what a book is until you read it. Do you know what I mean? So you can't necessarily tee up the next appropriate book.
Yeah, I think often we pick up books on way too little recommendations, and then other books we pick up based on like 20 recommendations. But those ones that we pick up on no recommendations.
Yeah, but also, like, I'm reading Terra Nullius at the moment, and that book, they basically don't tell you... It's really good. They don't tell you anything about it before you read it, and they shouldn't. So the emotion that you have at the end of it is not what you expected.
Do you set a TBR list, or do you stick to them? Well, I mean...
Sort of, but no.
we did answer this question. I like to set a TBR. I feel much more comfortable with a TBR. It's just that when I want to break that TBR and go off track...
You want to break it hard.
I need to have a rule for when I can go off. You know?
I always have, like, a vague idea of sort of what's on my near future list. Yeah. But that vague idea is usually about 20 books.
I actually quite like that as a way of doing a TBR, because when I set a TBR, just say I set a 10-book TBR, right? Mm-hmm. I'm really excited by the first book. By the time I've read 8 books and there's only 2 left, I'm often wondering, why am I avoiding these 2 books? You know? Am I less excited by these 2 books? I have less taste. I have to read one of these 2 books, you know?
No, my TBR never diminishes.
Yeah, that's why your TBR is, that's the way.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do a reading project and you're going to read X books, then when you're at X minus 1 books.
Oh, yeah.
In.
I tend to have like 5 reading projects going at once. That's the other thing.
Yes.
So you've always got a shit ton to choose from.
Yes.
I think that helps if you're a mood reader.
Do books affect you emotionally? Does the mood of the book rub off on you?
Yes.
I mean...
Abso-fucking-lutely.
What the fuck sort of question is this? Of course. Like...
If it doesn't, then it's a shit book.
Yeah. Or a textbook.
I mean, if the mood of the book is fucking bored, then that's the mood of the book.
I don't get bored if I'm reading a textbook about a topic that I'm interested in, though.
Yeah, but like, yes, then the mood of the book would be curious.
Curious and curiouser. When you're feeling sad, what do you read? I mean, look, I've answered a lot of these questions in the first one, haven't I? I probably should have.
When I'm feeling really like the world is a shithole and I don't really want to be in it, I read Little Women because that's my comfort read. But if I'm slightly more functional than that, then I will read anything miserable I can get my hands on. Or do something dumb, like watch the movie Hachi. Don't watch the movie Hachi. It's too sad.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. What's it about?
It's about a dog.
Who dies?
Dog movies. No, well, he does eventually, but... It's about it's a whitewashed version of the story of the Akita dog who waited for his owner at the train station for 10 years after his owner had died. Like, literally every day waited for his homecoming train for 10 years.
You wouldn't wait for 10 minutes for us, wouldn't you? You'd get distracted. You'd find somebody else. You'd keep looking back, but you'd find somebody else to love at the same time.
I don't think that's true. I think he would wait for you.
No. I like the simpler the better. If I'm sad, it depends why I'm sad. If I'm sad because somebody's dead, then I won't do this. But if I'm just a bit sad, I like to go to like genre fiction comedy. Mm-hmm. Like a bit of Wodehouse or something is excellent for when I'm a little bit sad. If somebody's dead, I don't necessarily
want to laugh.
I
mean, sometimes you laugh.
Sometimes you do. But sometimes it doesn't feel right. And then it's usually something quite simple. I want something really plot driven, fantasy, a middle grade. You kill it.
I thought it was a bird.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I want when we're...
Yeah, when we're sad.
When I'm sad. Most often, do you use reading to escape, to learn, or to critically reflect?
Yes.
What do I do most often? Critically reflect, learn, escapism, in that order. What is a book that made you laugh out loud?
Oryx and Crake? Or Mad Adam?
I was thinking Mad Adam because it is inappropriate, but
I giggled
hilarious.
The whole way through that. It's never the book that you pick up because it's funny. It's always a book that I'm reading for something else and it happens to be funny.
Yes. I want to say Confederacy of Dunces made me laugh out loud. That book is intended to be picked up because it is funny and other reasons. But it is so irreverently stupid in such a very clever way. It is...
It's Scott's favourite.
I quite... Just some of the stuff that happens and they make you believe that it's normal. Mm-hmm. When it's clearly not normal. Mm. It's just so hilarious when you stop to think about what's going on. And I'm trying not to laugh because I always think of the scene that's really funny that I don't want to spoil. Mm. What is a book that made you cry? Or if you don't cry, what is one that really moved you?
I cry all the time. Of Mice and Men is probably like How to Make Janelle Cry in 20 Minutes. Just give me that book. Little Women, I usually cry at, the bit.
The bit, the one that Rachel spoils for Joey and Friends.
Yeah.
That bit. Yeah. Man, that's a reference from the 90s that too many people will get.
Yeah, that sort of hurts my soul.
Yeah, that was actually a really bad show, wasn't it?
But yeah, I am susceptible to the teariness.
See, I find this is a little bit like what Sean said in his answers. Sad books make me happy.
Yeah, but don't you cry when it's a sad bit?
No.
No, you're soulless.
Yeah. Not only am I soulless, I have like an anti-soul in me that takes joy in other people's miseries.
No, I'm not saying that the book doesn't make me happy. I think that sad books are probably the most enjoyable to me. I always finish reading Of Mice and Men feeling great. But I've had a bit of a sob in there.
Yeah. A book that actually did make me feel quite sad when the sad stuff happens, and this is why I think this book is so good, is Shuggie Bain. This is the reason why I think it is a good book, because what happens is predictable and is not necessarily a bad thing, and it's still outrageously sad. And that is good writing. What is a book that you didn't even know? What is a book that you didn't even know how you felt about?
I mean, I'm pretty in touch with my emotions.
I have ambivalent feelings towards a few books.
It took me a little while to process the ending of Tender as the Flesh.
Yeah, it took me a long time to figure out whether I liked that ending or not. But that was an intellectual...
No, like how it made me feel. It took me a while for me to like get to how it made me feel. And I definitely think that there's a sort of a style of book that takes like either the ending takes you by surprise, or it's a bit fucking weird and you're just not quite sure how you feel at the end, and takes a little bit longer to sort through. But I don't think there's ever been a book that I like permanently don't know how I feel about it.
I often like a day to consider how I feel about a book. I often change how I feel about a book with time. There are books that simply get better and better the longer it has been since I've read them. Not just because the trauma is further away, but
because your brain takes that long to chug along.
Yeah, I don't think of myself as stupid, but I definitely am not quick, if that makes sense. Not with literature stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And just putting together the things that happen. It has to be a book that has got my interest, because I have to think about it. But then when I think about it and I put two and two together, so an example that happened really recently was I read Burnt Sugar, and at the time I was like, Antara has this art project where she is copying a sketch that she's copied from the day before, and so on and so forth, and it's all of a photo of a man. And surely that sketch changes with time. I'm like, what is that? Like, to go to the detail to put that into this book has to be a reason why. And I didn't get it when I read it. And that was because stuff that happens later in the book
helps you to get
it. And so when I was editing the video that I did about it, I'm like, I didn't get this thing, and I put the question in that I didn't get, and then I was writing, I was like, oh no, I got that, and that improved the book for me. And yeah, but as far as an emotional response, I don't think that happens. That's sort of gotten us sidetracked, hasn't it? Are you more likely to read on a sunny day or a cloudy day?
Either. An extreme day. Like if it's like thunderstorms and lightning, very, very frightening, a blankie and a book is sexy. If it's super sunny and I can get outside and get my vitamin D and read, that is also sexy.
Yeah.
I love Both of those things.
Shall we read outside this afternoon?
It's fucking... I've got a blanket inside. There'll be blankets today, god damn it.
I have a schedule.
I might sit in a window and try and get some of that sun.
Yeah, I have a schedule. I audiobook at work, I read in the mornings, and before I go to bed, I read more on the weekend. None of this involves sunny days or rainy days.
Some of my favourite memories are of like being a teenager and getting fucking sunburnt just from reading a whole book out on the lawn.
Yeah?
Yeah. Think the weather's important?
No. No.
I probably would have read the book anyway, but it wouldn't be memorable without the sunburn.
So the sunny makes it memorable.
Yeah, or the wintry with the blankie and a hot fire.
No.
And
I just don't.
And a cocoa.
I don't care, but as you've already pointed out, I don't have a soul.
It's true.
Do you usually set the mood when you read music, lights, smells, etc.? No.
I mean, he sets a mood, whether it's a flatulent...
That's my go-away trumpet.
Your go-away trumpet.
Yeah.
I like to set a mood.
It's auditorily an attack.
I like to set a mood when I read, but I basically don't do that often. But my idea of, like, awesome is either a sunny day with a jug of cocktails and a hammock and a book, or a wintry day and a jug of, like, hot chocolate. A jug of hot chocolate.
A jug of, does the jug of hot chocolate have some coconut rum in it?
Potentially. And, you know, all the things. A blankie and... Yeah.
Yeah. Can you leap from book to book, or do you need buffer time between them?
Poor sometimes. Sometimes I need buffer time. Most of the time I can just pew pew, next one. But every now and then one of them gets ya. And then you're like, fuck, what am I going to read next? Because I need
You need a...
something, you know?
This answer changes for me depending on whether it is a physical or an audio. If it's an audio and I'm finishing it while I'm working, I have this time that I will not be listening to anything if I don't pick something up. So I just pick something up, and I have learnt to just do that. If I am physically reading, there are other things that I could be doing to entertain myself. I could be catching up on booktube. I could be walking the dog. I could be making
all he
dinner.
does is read and watch booktube. That's it. That's it. That's all you do.
But I will, when I finish a book, I will not pick up another book that minute. Unless, and I hate series, but unless it's a series.
I often have 2 or 3 books going at a time, and so when I finish one book, I might pick up another one that I've got on the go. But it usually takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to choose my next book, by which I may or may not still be in a reading mood.
Yeah, I suppose that's it. Like, I have a pile on my bedside table, but that is certainly not all the books that I
have a pile on my bedside table, but you created it.
Did I? It's probably because you left a bunch of books out somewhere and I put them on your bedside table because it included your current read. What are you doing? Are you, like, making out with the blanket?
I'm just trying to...
Are you trying to have it be like a shoofa?
Yeah, that's what I want. I think we should tag Jen the librarian, because she needs a video that she can make without an editing machine. And I think that this one is an easy one.
Yeah, also, she loves being tagged and always listens to people when they tag her.
Yeah, always.
I think I would like to tag Pay at Attention because he is...
Moody?
Because when he gets an idea for a tag, it usually results in brilliance.
Oh, so not Moody then. Okay. I want to tag Sarah. I'd say reads again.
Why?
Because I love her.
Oh, I was hoping you would like give her a shout out. By the way, Sarah at Sadie Reads Again, if you're watching to the end of this video, go and check out her channel. I don't know why she doesn't attract more subscribers, but she has this great taste in literary fiction, historical fiction, non-fiction. She is dorkily funny and she is a delight.
She's not a dork. She's cool. You're a dork.
Sorry. She has a self-deprecating sense of humour.
She's cool.
And she's just awesome and she doesn't get enough subscribers. So, what are you doing? And how about we tag Amrita by the book because I would be interested in how moody Amrita is.
Yeah.
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 And also check out Pay Amrita and who was the first person? Jen. Oh yeah, okay. These are wonderful channels that are just we watch everything of theirs.
We don't tag shit people.
Yeah, you should subscribe to them all. Well, that's the end. Bye.
Bye.